This video is brought to you by UNBOUND. Want to do college better? Get UNBOUND today. Hey girl, you know what? I agree with Jesus. I think you're to die for. Hey casual dates and part-time mates. So with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought we would talk a little bit on the topic of love, romance, dating. Is it okay for a Christian to sort of date around, to play the field, slide into those DMs? Of course, on this show, we have already tackled the whole dating non-believers topic. You can check out that video next. This video isn't so much about who we should date, as much as it's about when and at what frequency or volume. Like a couple dates a week? Or should I just scroll through my dating apps until God tells me this is the one? Well, the first thing that we should say on this topic is that if you are under 18 or under your parents' care, and your parents have rules on dating, it's probably best to follow those rules. Before the Bible has anything to say about being in a cute relationship, it has a lot to say about respecting and honoring our father and mother. Now, as we said before, we're not really having the can a Christian date a non-Christian conversation here. However, just because somebody is a Christian doesn't mean we just blindly jump into a relationship with them. Once again, here, just like in so many other areas of our lives, the Bible calls us to be wise and discerning. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." In biblical times, things like arranged marriages or other agreements like it were pretty common. So we actually don't see a whole lot of examples of real romantic love in the Bible. But even the ones that we do get, like in Song of Solomon, where we have a man and a woman essentially writing love letters back and forth to one another, even in their committed relationship, they are still careful and patient. Growing up, I had a pastor who only ever gave one piece of dating advice, and it's still the best I've ever heard to this day. He would always say, "Go slow." There is absolutely no reason that I can think of to rush through a dating relationship. In fact, if we spend our time going on several dates a week with different people, or if we jump into a relationship and start using language that communicates to the other person that we are fully committed before we actually are, if we rush into things or try and hurry things along, oftentimes we're actually setting ourselves up for more pain. There's this sort of subtle false belief in Christianity that as long as I'm not sleeping around and as long as I'm dating Christians, then everything's great. But just because you're not giving your body away doesn't mean that you're not giving your heart away before you're ready. And just as much as the Bible talks about living a pure life in a physical sense, the Bible also commands us to cultivate a pure heart. And I don't know about you, but casually dating several people at the same time, or telling your boyfriend or girlfriend that you'll love them forever after just 3 weeks of dating, that doesn't sound a whole lot like going slow and guarding your heart. And trust me, I understand. All of this usually comes from a good place. As human beings, we want to love someone and we want to be loved. But what if there is a better way than the way you see everyone else around you going about it? What if we didn't give our hearts away every time we felt like it, but instead made the decision to be patient and wait for God to lead us? You know, when we decide to follow Jesus, in essence, we are dedicating our entire lives to God, and that includes our heart. And so if God's heart is mine to have, then God's heart is mine to give. If I am to fully submit my life and my will to God, that means also fully submitting my romantic life as well. Now, I do want to be clear. I am not saying that God is going to smite you and you're going to go to hell if you date around a little bit. What I'm saying is that it seems to me that God calls us to a wiser way, a way of patience, a way of submission to His will. Now, that may not sound super sexy or anything, but it is God's design. And so this week, when you're feeling like you want to wrestle control over your romantic life, I want to encourage you to repeat this phrase: if my heart is God's to have, then my heart is God's to give. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching. I wanted to let you know that today's video is brought to you by UNBOUND. What is UNBOUND? It's a better way to do college. That's what. Using UNBOUND, you can actually save a bunch of money towards your bachelor's degree. I know a lot of you who watch this channel, you're starting to think about college. And using UNBOUND, you can actually start college online and then graduate from almost any school you want. Schools like Alabama, Penn State, UCLA, Liberty, Texas A&M, and many, many more. These schools allow you to transfer the credits you earned with UNBOUND to complete your degree. So if you're interested, just go to getunbound.org/John to get a free quote and find out how much money you can save on your education today. But once again, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're interested in helping support this channel in a financial way, you can become a patron by visiting the link in the description down below. That's all I have for you today. I love you all. Keep being awesome.